So it's very clear that the factions inside the left are still fighting, right? Because the reason you do all that, the reason you line up all those dominoes is you make it a fait accompli, right? You want it to happen as quick as possible. If you're going to have the coup, do it quick, clean. Don't leave any options for someone else to back you out of this. So it's very clear that all of these very strange happenings occurred simultaneously because you need to get her installed because there's a faction that wants to remain in charge. They don't want anyone else inside the left to be able to fight back. There are some people who are being loud about her selection. And I think probably most notably, Kamala Harris is loudly pro-Palestinian, if I understand correctly, which is a big shift for the Democratic Party. They wanted that. I think a lot of the Vanguard has been pushing that. I think a lot of people on the left want to be pro-Palestinian in that conflict, but they know that they need for fundraising and political reasons to go ahead and continue to show a legacy loyalty to the state of Israel. Do you think there are any significant shifts that come with Harris as the candidate? And what do you think about the different infighting factions that might play into her selection?
Yeah, first, no, I don't think anything changes with the Kamala Harris presidency. I mean, you have to remember, and this is kind of a joke now at this point. Everybody's making memes about it and everything, but it's a simple fact. This is a woman who got her start in politics by getting on her knees for Willie Brown. Like, literally, that's how she got her start in politics. This is not a woman who's going to say, well, I'm pro-Palestine, damn it. And if you're all these power brokers are telling me that I have to not be pro-Palestine, why? That's just too bad. That's not who she is. This is a woman who has smiled and cackled her way through the ranks by saying yes, sir, no, sir, to the right people and moving her way up because she was inoffensive and, and just knew how to please the right people. That's just who this person is. She's not going to change anything that the people around her don't want changed. Now, as far as there being factions, though, yeah, I mean, I think maybe the real factions are maybe the real factions behind the scenes in the left right now are the people who think that this election's still worth fighting for, and the ones who don't. Mm. And so, the people who don't, I think, probably do favor Harris. They just throw her out there. Who cares? Like, get her out of the way for 2028 after she gets blown out. Other people, they still maybe want to go for it and try something, and they know that she's not going to play well. She's never played well. I mean, there's a reason she's been completely out of the public eye for like 2 years now, is because every time she goes out, like, her approval ratings drop by a few points. And so, these factions certainly exist. And if Biden really wanted to like do a flex move, like if he got pushed out against his will, I mean, it really looks like against his will, right? I mean, up to the very, very last moment, he was saying, I'm absolutely not dropping out. And he just drops out. So whether or not they just sort of took his dead hand and made it sign the paper or not, or whether he just gave in because they told him that, he and his son were going to go to prison for the rest of their lives for their corruption if he didn't, agree to it. Whatever it was, he did it against his will. It was a coerced, resignation. And so, if he really wanted to stick it to the people who forced him to do that, especially if Kamala was not their plan, he should just resign. He should resign the presidency and make her the incumbent, and then say, okay, now this is a woman who's the incumbent president, who has the endorsement of the previous president. What are you going to do? And I think also, like, the Democrats behind the scenes are trying to figure out, like, okay, true, Kamala Harris has never participated in a single primary race ever, right? In 2016 or 20 or 2024, never participated in a primary race. So has just zero popular mandate to be our nominee. They've been trying to figure out, like, do we have enough time? Do we have enough people in place that we can create enough of an illusion of choice that, people can at least buy it, that the Democratic base can at least buy that there's some choice being made here, and that this isn't just somebody that we're choosing, behind closed doors with donors. And I think there's some people who think, no, there's just no time for that. Like, there's no way we can do that. And if we just pull somebody out of the woodwork, some governor or whatever, and throw them out there, it's going to seem like that. And it will be that, and everybody will see it. no matter if we have like a mini primary or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of people that are going to feel disenfranchised. It's going to create strife between different people who really want to be that person. And so she's the vice president. She's got the president's support. Just run her out there. But, you know, I mean, politics is a cutthroat game, and most of the people involved with it aren't really concerned with the long-term viability of the offices and institutions that they're trying to run. You know, for most of these people, if they can get out there and run against Trump for the next few months and, you know, go on TV and let off some, like, you know, good one-liners and really like get some zingers, you know, out there, and then that gets them like a CNN contract after the election's over, that's a win for them. You know, that's a win for most of these people, you know. And so that means, you know, these people are sharks, they're piranhas, they'll eat their own children for a little bit more power and a little bit more status, and they'll burn down their own party if they have to. And the only way that that gets contained is if you can give enough incentives and threaten enough punishments for them doing that they fall in line.